Welcome to Shrewsbury News, brought to you by thedailyshrewsbury.com.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Corcoran from thedailyshrewsbury.com, and this is your weekly news. The Shrewsbury Police Department confirmed on Tuesday that Gerard O'Malley, the 80-year-old man who was ejected from his car during a two-car crash on Route 140 at Clue Street on Sunday, is still hospitalized. O'Malley, of 33 Brigham Hill Road in Grafton, was driving his 2007 Toyota Camry northbound on Route 140 behind a 1985 Chevy Camaro, driven by Samantha Sheehan of 13 Ray Street of North Grafton, when the two cars collided at approximately 2:30 p.m. on Sunday. According to Sergeant Michael Capucci of the Shrewsbury Police Department, O'Malley tried to pass Sheehan's vehicle on the right-hand side while Sheehan was making a right-hand turn. O'Malley was ejected from his car, landing on the roadway as his car continued off of the road. He was taken to UMass Memorial Hospital in Worcester and was listed in critical condition upon arrival. Sergeant Alfred Pratt of the Shrewsbury Police Department confirmed that O'Malley did undergo surgery on Sunday night, but said UMass does not have O'Malley currently listed as a patient. Pratt has confirmed that O'Malley was still alive as of Tuesday morning. Sheehan was not injured during the crash and declined medical treatment on the scene Sunday. The accident is still under investigation by the State Police Reconstruction Team, who are assisting Officer Sean Valliere from the Shrewsbury Police Department. No charges have been filed or will be filed against either driver until the investigation is completed, which could take weeks, according to Pratt. As part of the process to build an expansion on the current Shrewsbury Public Library, the Building Committee has expressed interest in purchasing the adjacent land occupied by the Shrewsbury Federal Credit Union. Library Director Ellen Dolan said the purchase of that land would really be a win-win situation for both parties involved, since it would be a quick sale for the credit union and it provides the space the library needs to expand. The Library Building Committee first learned of the credit union's intent to sell the property when they asked to purchase a portion of the land to expand the parking lot. The additional land for the library will allow them to add an expansion onto the building and increase parking at the current location by 100 spaces. There will also be another entrance to the library parking lot, which will increase traffic flow. Dolan said she felt sure this would alleviate concerns that have been raised over keeping the library in the current location because an increased building would surely lead to more traffic, which could not be managed without the additional parking spaces. She also noted that if the library were to move and not purchase the credit union, then there would be two empty buildings in the center of town. Dolan said discussions between the town manager and the credit union are continuing at the moment in a positive nature. The actual purchase of the land will need approval from town meeting members, which Dolan said she hopes will be approved at a special town meeting on January 12, 2011. The design concepts for the expansion will also be presented at the special town meeting, but are currently still in the process of being developed. Both will need to be sent to town meeting by the selectmen before they can be considered. Current plans include replacing the 1979 addition and adding another addition on the other side of the 1903 building. Plans for inside the building include the addition of a cafe and a large meeting room space, which could both be used as revenue sources for the library, as well as an entire floor for the Children's Department. To see the complete plans, visit the Library Building Committee website.
Hi, I'm Linda White.
And I'm Robin King.
Please help the less fortunate in your community by donating to Selco's Share the Warmth program this holiday season.
100% of your Share the Warmth donations goes directly to Shrewsbury families in need who are having difficulty affording life's basic electric needs.
To contribute, use the envelope included in November bills, donate online, or drop off your donation at the Selco office.
Selco and your neighbors thank you for your generosity.
Coming soon to the 3 channels of Shrewsbury Media Connection. Shrewsbury Parks. This program is a virtual tour through the 31 parks and recreation facilities located in town. From the waters of Lake Quinsigamon to the fountains at Dean Park, you're sure to discover new wonders right in your own backyard. So look for Shrewsbury Parks right here on Channel 28, 29, and 30, or online at shrewsbury-ma.gov/smc.
After months of planning and collecting community feedback, Superintendent of Schools Joseph Sawyer presented the Shrewsbury Public School District's new anti-bullying plan to the school committee meeting last Wednesday. The anti-bullying legislation passed by the state legislature in the spring requires school districts across the state to come up with a new bullying response prevention plan before the end of the calendar year. The plan, which is basically a blueprint for the administrative response to and prevention of bullying, will need to be updated every 2 years according to the state law. As planned, Sawyer introduced both the plan to be provided to the state and a policy that he suggested be adopted by the school committee. School committee member Steve Levine expressed concern over the lack of detail presented in the plan, saying the plan focused on intervention rather than prevention, which was discussed in detail at the forums. Sawyer acknowledged that the plan did not delve into the specifics, but he said that that was due in part to the amount of specific suggestions they received and the speed with which they are being mandated to present this plan to the state. School committee member Mark Murray said he believed the plan provided the framework needed for the schools to implement an anti-bullying policy on a daily basis. Sawyer acknowledged that while all of the specifics of the plan were not outlined, there are many specific ideas from the public's feedback that the administration will be implementing. He said that specifically the administration was working on setting up internet safety workshops, hopefully to be completed by April, as a resource that parents requested. Sawyer added that by the end of May, the schools are hoping to implement a student ambassador plan where students from upper grades will visit lower levels to talk with students about bullying. The new law also required reporting by staff of any suspected bullying situation, for which a system will need to be established at the individual schools in the coming months. The administration has been working on this plan in a number of ways, including studying the new law and gaining community feedback. An anti-bullying advisory committee was created, which includes 30 teachers, parents of students at every educational level, assistant principals, school psychologists, coaches, and other members of the community. A forum held by the Anti-Bullying Advisory Committee last month gave the community an opportunity to voice their concerns over bullying, an action required in the law, but also, Sawyer said, encouraged in Shrewsbury. Sawyer said Shrewsbury was ahead of the curve on this whole process, but they were looking to use the heightened awareness of this issue to move beyond simply complying with the law. The vote for approval of these two documents is planned for the school committee meeting on December 8th. Until then, Sawyer and the committee said they are open to any additional community feedback on the plan or policy as it has been presented. Shrewsbury cross-country runner and senior captain John Murray ran a record-breaking 14:04 at the Gardner course on Saturday's state final, where the Colonials took 8th place. Head coach Jim Smith said he was proud to see Murray go undefeated all season and set a new state record. While the meet was won by Brookline High School, Murray was the first to finish on the 2.9-mile course, matching the speed of two other runners who set the course record in 1998 as they battled down the 400-meter stretch. Smith noted that Murray had no competition in the final 600 meters, having left Steve Solowin, the second-place runner, in his dust. Smith noted that the field was packed with fast runners on Saturday, and that during this year's meet, the top 45 runners ran faster than the top 25 3 years ago on the same course. Shrewsbury finished in 8th, 5 points behind Neshoba and 18 points behind St. John's, who took 5th place, the only two other Central Mass teams to qualify for states. Overall, Smith said his team ran well this year, losing only to Wachusett during the regular season and at leagues by a few seconds, but then defeating them at districts. Smith said Saturday's run was a sign of the continued improvement of the boys' cross-country team over the last several years. The 8th place finish was the highest in years for the Colonials, who were 15th 4 years ago, then 13th, then 11th last year, and then to 8th this year. Smith said possibly next year holds some promise to continue the team's improvement, as there are some top-notch runners returning. I'm Lindsay Corcoran, and this has been your weekly news. To see these stories and much more, visit thedailyshrewsbury.com. Be sure to tune in to SPAC 28 again next Thursday at 7 and 10 p.m. Thanks for watching and have a happy Thanksgiving.